So I've just finished the book and I have so many feelings. Like, I have so many freaking feelings about. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my first ever reading vlog, so I'm so excited, and it is going to be Girl Serpent Thorn by Melissa Bashardoust. So she, I think, might be a Persian or like a half Persian author, and this book is based on Persian mythology and folklore, so I'm super excited to read it. I started reading it yesterday and I read the prologue and I had to put it down because I started crying. And this is gonna sound like completely ridiculous to anyone. Well, it's gonna sound ridiculous to everyone. So I'm Persian and this is based on Persian like mythology and stuff. So I'm really excited to read it because of that, because I've never really read anything that's based on Persian mythology, and it starts with there was and there was not, as all stories begin. And I read that bit and I started crying because that's how we, like, that's the direct English translation of how we start our children's stories. So when over here you guys say once upon a time, ours is there was and there was not, which is yeki bud, yeki nabud. And honestly, I read that and my entire childhood just came flooding back. And the baddies or the demon things in it are called Deeves. And that's obviously like the Persian word for it. And the main character's called Soraya, which is obviously a Persian name. And it all got really nostalgic and it all really hit me really quickly. So I got super emotional and had to put it down. But today we are going to read it for real, and I'm going to try and keep it together and not cry the entire time. So let's get into reading Girl Serpent Thorn. Okay, so I've read a little bit of it and I love it so far purely because, like, honestly, I get filled with so much joy every time there is any Persian words thrown in. So there's like the Persian word for, I've forgotten the English word for it now. There is the Persian word for like greenhouse sort of thing, or like a little flower situation. I've forgotten my English. That's what's happening right now. And there is like when she speaks to her mum, she says momon, which is what I call my mum. And it's obviously how to say mum in Persian, but it's just so sweet to see them using like Persian language and Farsi, and it's so sweet and I just love it. And yeah, I'm really excited to read some more of it. It's going to be later on tonight, so I will update you guys on it tomorrow. And I'm gonna go and make dinner, and I think I'm gonna go with fajitas, but it just depends on what I've got in the fridge, so I will update you guys tomorrow. Okay, so it's the next day, and I thought that I would be finished the book by now, but quite clearly I have no concept of how slow I read, so I'm not finished the book. I just had to put the book down because I just finished chapter 12 and I felt so freaking betrayed. Like, the betrayal is real. I felt such stupid amounts of betrayal that I had to put the book down and go and have a shower, hence the no makeup, wet hair look that I am rocking right now. And honestly, like, I have no words. I love the main character so much and I just want her to be happy, and I felt that betrayal so hard and it's just made me really sad. But I'm about a third of the way through the book and I'm really excited to keep reading it. And I'm gonna go and make some dinner now and maybe some homemade ice cream. That'll make sense if you subscribe to my channel and you'll find out why I am making homemade ice cream. And yes, I'm really excited to see where it's going to go because it built up to some pretty big events like a third of the way through. So I'm like, what's gonna happen now? Like, where are they taking it? What's occurring? Also, all of the Persian references I am so in love with. I'm so in love with how much of like the Persian culture the authors brought into it, and it's just so freaking beautiful. So yeah, I'm gonna go make dinner. I think I might do sweet and sour or something like that. And I'll read some more tonight, but I'll update you guys tomorrow. And I'm hoping to finish it tomorrow, depending on how much I can read tonight and depending on what state my emotions are in to continue to read tonight. So yeah, I will catch you guys in the next update. Finished the book. Girl Serpent Thorn has been fully read, and I actually finished this yesterday, and I tried to film a review yesterday, but I was so excited and got so carried away that every other word I said was love, 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 I love, I love, I love, love, lovely, love, love, I love it. Yeah, so every other word was love. So I thought I'd better re-record my thoughts on the book so that you guys can actually get a better sense of what I thought about everything. So this is gonna be the review for Girl Serpent Thorn, and let's get into that. To start with, Girl Serpent Thorn is about our main character who is called Soraya. She is a princess and she is poisonous to the touch, and for that reason she has to be locked away for her protection and the protection of everyone else around her. Her twin brother is the king, or the Shah, and it is coming up to his wedding, and she obviously wants to get out and be amongst the people. And a whole bunch of different things happen where she is constantly struggling with this curse that she's been dealt as a child, and how she can cope with that curse and what that means in relation to her family and other people around her. And she's got this massive inner struggle going on where, is she the monster or is she the princess? Is she one of the good guys, or is she actually the villain of this story? Is she the villain within her family setting and within this country that she's a part of? So throughout this book we get to see her really come out of her shell, and we get to see her develop as a person, and she's deciding who she's going to be, whether that is good or whether that is bad. It's just her process of deciding how all of this is going to come to an end, basically, and it's brilliant. So I did want to say that I absolutely freaking loved this book so much. I loved pretty much everything about it. The characters I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed our main character, who is Soraya, the princess, where it's like, is she a princess? Is she the monster? What is she? And I think one of my favorite characters in the entire book was Parvane, which is a character that we meet, and she was so wonderful. I loved her backstory. I loved the way that she was written, and I really enjoyed how morally grey, is that the right term? Morally grey our characters were. Like, all of them, pretty much, like I'd say pretty much all of our characters were a little bit like in the grey area on their morals. Like, are you a good guy? Are you a bad guy? And that really links into this massive turmoil that our main character is going through. And it was written so beautifully throughout the entire book, where it's like, which way is she going to go? Is she going to be the princess, or is she going to turn out as the villain? And throughout the entire book, there's such a massive struggle between those two sides of her, and it was so nice to see. And I really enjoyed it when the characters were being like a little bit darker and a little bit more like stereotypically evil or whatever. I really enjoyed that. I think the book is written really well. Like, I was able to completely imagine the world that it was in, and everything was described so well. I really enjoyed the writing. It was really easy to read. I do think that this would make a delightful film. Like, I would love to see this turned into a film, like in the similar style of like Crazy Rich Asians, with like a fully Persian cast. And I do volunteer to play the main character. Like, I'm just putting this out there. I will take that. Please cast me in it. Yeah, I think it would make an absolutely brilliant film. I really enjoyed the romance in this as well. And going into it, I knew that it was going to be a female-female relationship, was going to be our main relationship. But then so many twists and turns happen that I was like, oh, like, what is actually happening? And I thought I knew who the characters were going to be that were going to be in this relationship, and it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And I really enjoyed that. Like, that was the theme throughout the entire book for me, when I thought I knew what was going on, and then something would happen and it would just turn it all completely on its head, where I had no idea what's going on. And I'm really good at trying to figure out, like, okay, this is how this book's going to end, and I did not see it coming. Like, it was really well written and it was really exciting throughout the entire thing, but I think the last 60 or 70 pages, I was just like, oh my god, like, what's happening? How did I not see this? Like, where is it all coming from? Like, oh, beautiful. It was brilliant. That ending just gave me everything that I wanted from this book, and I loved it. And I know I've probably mentioned it like 7 billion times during this video, but the Persianness of this book gave me life. Like, it was just everything that I wanted from a book that was based on Persian mythology and folklore. It brought in so much of our culture, like the togetherness and like the fuss people make, like it had our Iranian or Persian New Year in it. And it was so lovely to see all of those things like coming through in this book. It made me feel so nostalgic. And I think it's one of the reasons why I connected to the characters and I connected to the story so much, just because there was so much of me and my culture and my family and our heritage and all of that. There was so much of that in this book that I don't think there was any way that I was not going to love it. So I've given this book 5 stars. I think it's brilliant. I love the characters, I love the story, I love the setting, I love the struggle that all the characters go through, trying to be who they were meant to be rather than who they think they are, and it was just absolutely stunning. So I would highly, highly recommend this book. I really enjoyed it, and I think definitely read the last couple of pages, the acknowledgements at the back, because the author goes into detail about how she sort of came up with the idea of it, and she explains all the different words that she used and their meanings, and the author's note is honestly, it's great. Like, I love it. I know I've said this like so many times, but I love this book. I love it. So this has been my first reading vlog / review sort of video. So give it a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it and think I should do more videos like this. If you've read this book, then let me know in the comments below, what did you think of it? Or if you're gonna read it, then tell me that as well, because then I'll look forward to discussing this book with you. And make sure you guys hit the subscribe button down below, because I do post brand new videos every week and you don't want to miss them. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!